80,405 households in Sokoto. AFDB wants African government to include nutrition financing in recovery plan. And CDC, we don't receive payments for travel-related testing. And then you'd also find Enugu patients lament as health workers strike enters day 2. Senate urges PTF to reduce high cost of testing. Kwara to open sample collection centers across 16 councils now. You would also find push for hub status gathers momentum. And that's a story in its own right as well. Let's take a look at another one. You would find labor. Workers choked by petrol power rate hike. Okay, that's still relation to, well, the much expected protest, if it would happen or not. Nigeria near total collapse, says Shoyinka. Abdusalami to Obaseki. Izeyamu, your integrity at stake. And then you'd find why we've resorted to borrowing by Buhari. UK deploys observers threatening sanction against violent sponsors. Don't allow PDP orders to deceive you, APC tells Labour. NDDC contracts, Akpabio versus National Assembly, and also 6 peace. CBN okays 200 billion naira housing loan for low-income earners. That's also in the news for today. NIMASA, Director General, appoints SNSA Communications and Strategy. Federal government unveils guidelines for solar mini-grids inspection. And one more story now that's leading the way from the Nation newspaper. Oil rises to $40 on outage. Okay, there's some of the stories from there.
All right, and after that, we'll be taking next the Independent newspaper. Edeki emerges Delta Folgon chairman. Tinubu doesn't mean well for Edo, says Onuesoke. EFCC arrests 2 lecturers and 28 others over internet fraud. Edo Guba. Izeyamu will deliver the needed economic what? Find out more on the Independent newspaper. Desist from throwing waste into drainages, Lagos wants. Rigging Edo, Ondo, and other elections amounts to coup. Vote Obaseki to finish good work, Bode George tells Edo people. APC summons Buhari's aide, Tinubu's in-law, 10 others. Find out over what now? Electricity tariff and fuel hike erase minimum wage gain, says Labour. Don't kill economy while fighting COVID-19, Senate warns. UK vows to seize assets of Edo and Ondo electoral offenders. Shoyinka backs Obasanjo, says Nigeria more divided now. High cost of food, FX liquidity push August inflation to about 13.22%. NAMA's IGR still single digit, says the MD of NAMA. NESG tasked the federal government on need to reopen Nigeria's land borders. EU plans 2-year extension of London clearing access. And lastly, Deloitte Partners face £19 million insolvency lawsuit.
All right, let's take a look at what the leadership newspaper provides at this time as part of the stories from that platform. Succession. Yoruba group petitions Oyetola state leaders over plan. And then you also find Emefiele hits on ways to ensure healthy financial system. Delta PDP in the throes of zoning. COVID-19 threatens human capital gains of past decade, says World Bank. UYK Nigeria promoting due diligence and corporate social responsibility. A pastor social contract with Edo people, that's with regards to Edo State, the elections are coming up there. Fuel subsidy removal. If not now, when? That's a question to answer. Casino reduces tax to mitigate virus impact. Students must pay 25,000 naira for test, says Bakak Varsity. Paul Unogo's wife, Victoria, passes on. COVID-19. Foundation donates food items, PPE, to journalists in FCT. Don't rubbish your integrity, Abdusalami tells politicians. We are not parallel body to ACF, says North Central People's Forum. In Rivers State now, group backs agreements directive on closure of factional APC secretariats. In Zamfara State, CSO raises the alarm over fresh plots to disrupt peace now. Federal government, Lagos State government stop barge operations along Marina coastline. Construction, keep up Mina Bida Road. Niger government tells residents. Okay, that's a good one. And then Senate rejects 75,000 naira COVID-19 test fee for international flight. There's a part of the stories from that platform at this time.
All right, and lastly, very quickly, too, Punch newspaper is up last. Edo carpets Tinubu as Lagos APC defense ex-governor. Lagos promises to pay minimum wage October. Oegun's refusal to endorse Izeyamu plus for Obaseki, says Nehikare. Coronavirus vaccine may be ready for public in November, says China. Interesting. Naira plunges further. Exchanges at 460 to $1, of course. Failed state fallacy in lies response to Obasanjo. That should be an interesting read there on the Punch newspaper. Federal government Labor's 8-hour meeting ends in deadlock. Poverty, Nigeria's strongest weapon against COVID-19, says the PTF coordinator. Ekiti APC moves to suspend Ojudu, Tinubu's in-law, and others. NDDC probe, Akpabio recants, meets National Assembly clerk panel. CBN unveils 200 billion naira loan for federal government social housing projects. Apprentice mechanic repairing truck killed, few hours or few weeks to freedom, says an eyewitness. Ekiti highway raiders kill one and abduct ex-US major, others. Babcock confirms 25,000 naira COVID-19 test fee. Tanker crushes Anambra tricycle operator to death and injures many. We also have headlines that say Arik Air resumes flight operations. 13.22% inflation rate. Address insecurity, forex and forex. Energy experts tell Buhari. Oil price rises to $40 per barrel now. And lastly, COVID-19. CBN disburses 369 billion naira to SMEs, manufacturers, and others.
All right, well, we do thank you for listening in to a lot of the stories we've shared with you this very morning. Well, we do appreciate the fact that you've taken out time to listen to us. Check out some of those headlines as we have them on facebook.com/Nigeria Info Abuja and on Twitter, Nigeria Info ABJ. Follow me at Femidi Live. You can follow Swat at Swat_Moi. She's there right now. And certainly writing on Telegram and WhatsApp on 080-999-30137. Now, if you're choosing to call in, we do appreciate your call, but do remember your comments make a part of our broadcast, so we ask of you to be responsible as you make those comments in. If you're within the country, you can call 0946000951. If you're outside of Nigeria, remember to use the international code as you call in. The number is +234. We'll start if you're outside Nigeria. But for the regular calls, it's 080-3123-0293. And then 080-9597-4869. No hate speech, no fake news, no lies, no abuses on the show, okay? With that said, let's go to the phone lines and hear from you this very day. Good morning to you and welcome to the show. All right, Mr. Sam, we are listening to you.
Nigeria more divided now than ever. Everybody knows that because since this administration came in, Nigerians have been witnessing so many things that we have not been seeing before. Is it a lopsided appointment that he has been doing since he came into office? So we know all these things and that Nigerians are more divided now than ever. The division is everywhere. And we are only waiting for the government to make it official or international community to make it official that Nigeria has already been divided.
No, please let's not take that.
No,
part.
we
let's
would
not
not take
pull
that.
Part, Mr. Sam, can you not just go down that path? I mean, we know what that is all about. So let's just speak to issues, okay?
Yeah.
Let's take the next caller.
All right. Good morning to you. All right, Benga, we're listening to you.
Obaseki. It is saying that Obaseki destroy institution of democracy, which is National Assembly. People have voted in, it denied 14 members of this morning up to now. Their constituency could not benefit from it because of its pecuniary interest. And that is not good for democracy. Those people from those constituencies make sure that they voted against Obaseki.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Benga, for that contribution. We'll take the next caller. Good morning to you. You're welcome. What's your name, please? Okay, we're listening.
Nigeria is not divided. And number two, when I listen to the debate between the governor and the gubernatorial candidate, in fact, that guy, that pastor, in fact, he was very, very brilliant. I don't think they do the election Saturday. And again, the November, China, they are going to bring a vaccine for coronavirus. What about Nigeria? We think we can do something. Let Nigeria will come. We have faith here that can cure coronavirus. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you as well. Okay. But of course, many countries as well are complaining about the economy of the country being grounded because of coronavirus, and if the government should really be paying attention as much as they are.
Okay. Yeah. Hello. Good morning to you. Yes. Tell us your name. Okay, we're listening.
Yes, would you?
Ahead. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. I think we'll just have to stop with the calls now. It's
Yes,
6:57, and it'll be time for the news at the top of the hour. We'll come back and it will be another time to talk more on news-based issues on Beyond the Headlines. Do stay with us. Okay.
Okay, so pretty much those are the news stories. I'm going to do this on the move. It's easier to do this on the move. So those are the news stories for today in Nigeria. Yeah. Okay. Thanks. Oh, thanks for the nice studio. Thank you so much. Okay, you're asking me. Green Eyes is asking me, what do I think about the US banning Nigerian politicians? I think it's brilliant, Green Eyes. I really do think it's brilliant. We've always had this situation where the government is always so close by to some of the politicians here in Nigeria. So even when there's reasons to be punished for electoral offenses, they don't get punished by any means. In fact, we do have electoral laws that says if you breach elections or you do something wrong, you will be punished, criminalized, jailed, and the likes of that. But that never happens. We've had about 4 elections since 1999 here in Nigeria, but that has never happened, not to any politicians, for electoral offense. So I think it's time to put in pressure. We're thinking about reforming the electoral laws in Nigeria. But it's one thing to have those electoral laws reformed here in Nigeria. It's another conversation for those laws to be enforced. So I think the US banning Nigerian politicians is brilliant. really brilliant because they often look like their stake outside of Nigeria is very valuable to them. So Green Eyes, I do hope that answers your question. Charlie Traplin's here is asking me, do I speak French? No, unfortunately, I don't speak French. I'm taking language classes, but right now I am taking Spanish classes. I do hope that comes along very well. Yeah, I do hope it comes along very well. And earlier, if I do get this right, I did get the question from. Oh yeah, okay. Panjita said about 3,000 naira box. He said is what he has. He has a couple of thousand naira, 3,000 naira box. Okay, that makes you some sort of a relatively okay person. 3,000 naira in Nigeria. Because of the value of the currency, COVID-19 has really made it difficult with the currency we have in Nigeria. So it makes it tough. But with 3,000 naira, let me see a couple of things. Oh, yes, you buy a box of pizza, a large box of pizza with 3,000 naira. That would be the equivalent in the international markets, especially if you're thinking about it. And maybe some few boxes of KFC as well. Boxes of KFC chicken would do fine. And who else asked me a question now? Oh, Penjita, you also asked about, is weed legal here in Nigeria? No, it's not. It's on the list of things we do not allow because, of course, our society is very, we're very deliberate as regards to how things are. The real story is, where do you get those specs, brother? They are nice. Oh, yeah, I did get them in a market. But funny enough, Green Eyes, the specs, the ones I have on right now, they are not medicated. I use them because right there in the studio, which is in the other room, let me see if I can scoosh over and show you. Okay, so something like that. I do have access to about 4 monitors. They all do different things. I get to see different things. I'm producing while on air at the same time. So the monitors produce quite a number of rays. So the best way to do it is to get the some sort of glasses. I'm told that this would help reduce the brightness or the reflection directly into my eyes. So I'm hoping they do the magic literally. Okay, so that answers your question there, Green Eyes. Any other question, guys, with regards to the news in Nigeria? I know there were quite a number of stories. I would love to explain them to you. Okay, yes. What do you think about the Nigerian SEC regulating crypto? That's what Green Eyes is asking me right now. Well, cryptocurrency, I think it's one of those dark trades that we have in Nigeria right now. There are people who are practicing crypto. But because we also have the tendency here in Nigeria, Nigerians have been swindled nationally over and over again by get-rich schemes. There's still quite a number of them, like we had in Mexico some years back. I think that should be in the 1970s. Here in Nigeria, about 4 years ago, we had a program that a lot of Nigerians, almost all Nigerians, did participate, called the MMM. And MMM is still considered some sort of one of the biggest losses we've had in the country. A lot of people lost their private money, their personal savings in that investment. And because of that, crypto is being viewed through that lens and being perceived as, oh, okay, maybe this would end one day. Suddenly, poof, it will no longer be there because nobody knows the regulators of crypto. They're not visible. However, their money is being exchanged into some form of medium. So, and somehow, some way, it's a threat to the regular currencies, naira, dollars, and the likes of that. And so, stabilizing the economy and keeping the naira valuable is very important to the regulators here, SEC. So they think it's wise to stay off the crypto thing officially by not endorsing it as some sort of exchange or transactional platform here in Nigeria. Green Eyes, I do hope that helps you rather, and well, helps all of us, literally, with regards to crypto. Okay, any more questions, guys? I've got a few more minutes to go before I do jetting back to the studio to talk to other Nigerians as regards to news. Any more questions? If you have anyone, just type it in. I'd like to respond to as many questions you have with regards to the news in Nigeria. Oh, by the way, so you might have heard a lot of talk about strike action in the news. Yes, Labour in Nigeria is considering going on some sort of strike The reason for that is because the price of fuel was increased. As many of you may be aware, Nigeria is an oil-producing country. However, we export our petroleum for it to be refined abroad and brought back into the country. Now, because of that simple reason, we have to pay for fuel subsidy. But in recent times, the Nigerian government says, no, we're not going to be paying for fuel subsidy anymore. We're going to allow the market forces take over pretty much the affairs. And that in itself has caused the price of fuel price, what you call gasoline price, to be increased here in Nigeria. And people are not taking it lightly because a lot of people lost their jobs from COVID-19. The economy is not back. And you can imagine all the dramatic moments that comes with that. Also, the price of electricity was increased as well. So that is also another thing that there is. Green Eyes, you asked me the question, is not that the purpose of crypto to take the power from the corrupt banks and politicians? Well, I agree with you. Every country has corrupt bankers and politicians. But here's where the challenge plays out. So if our bankers here are also very close to politicians, so they will do all they can to protect the interest, their own interests, if I may say, with regards to this. But Nigerians, as we know them, they're quite creative and committed to finding other means of making income to make livelihood better for themselves. So it's a situation where people are committed to finding other means, but the SEC, the CBNs, and the likes of these big regulators are telling you, hey, hands up, we don't know anything about what you're up to. If it comes back with if you come back with your fingers burnt, you are on your own. Like we say in Nigeria, on your own means Oyo, OYO. So that's the reason why that plays out in that sequence. Okay. Any more questions? I hope that helps out. But corrupt politicians and bankers oftentimes regulate and sometimes determine how things would often go. Okay, I think I'm enjoying this. Ask me questions about Nigeria, and at any time, I would share a new broadcast, possibly for tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. I'll have another broadcast tomorrow morning. Read out some of those news stories for you and allow you to respond and ask me questions about Nigeria, and I'll explain. I'll take my time to explain what those stories mean essentially for us all. Okay. But for this morning, I think I've got to call it quits. I've got to go back to the studio to talk to more Nigerians about what they think about the news. But that's a little bit of the news stories for today. Remember, you can follow me on any of my social media platforms at any time. Send me questions, comments, and answers. I'll be glad to respond from there. At Femidi Live, the same name I do go with on apps, at Femidi Live is where you find me. And for those who are following on Facebook, hi, Facebookers. And if you're watching on YouTube, please remember to click on the subscribe channel. YouTube.com/C/Femidi Live is my YouTube account. Twitter at Femidi Live and the likes of them. They all do fine. I'm able to interact on all these platforms as well as on apps as well. Thank you guys at apps. This is thumbs up. It must enter different. Thumbs up to the guys at apps and to all the people who have participated. So talk to you all later.